All right, well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Game Over, Play It Again. I am your host, Tom Watson, and with me is Anthony Morris, and we are going to be talking about the Blue Prince. Anthony, what's going on?
Not much. Just got off work. It's already been a long week, and it's already only Monday. And yeah, that's about it.
Longest week ever, and it's only Monday.
That's right.
I feel your pain. Well, this is our second attempt
Yes.
at recording Blue Prince.
Yes.
And if you guys listened to the Kina episode, then you heard me talk about how we were having technical difficulties, and we hope not to have any of those this week.
Fingers crossed. What you didn't hear was Tom's colorful language behind the scenes.
That's absolutely true, because when equipment doesn't work, lots of fun. Fun words are said.
Fun words are said.
Yes. So, that being said, it all came down to the computer needing an update. I don't know if it updated drivers or what it did, but we got it taken care of, we hope.
We hope.
And we'll see if we can capture some of the magic that we had in the first 20 minutes of the first attempt.
Do you think you're going to include any clips or snippets from the original recording?
Probably not. I haven't went back and re-listened to anything, so we'll see how that goes. But so we got the welcome done off the top. So other than work, what's been going on?
Man, not a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. It's been very busy between masonry, practices, wedding planning, graduations. Just feel like I've been all over the place. But coming into the next couple weeks, the schedule's looking pretty thin. I'm hoping to keep it that way to get some rest, rejuvenation. Maybe we could get some hangout time in, get a game night in or something, and
I don't know how you think it's
keep
thin,
running.
dude. We have a busy couple weeks ahead of us.
I don't.
You just don't remember. That's probably
Maybe
what it is.
not,
That's
but-
probably what it is. But yes, let's get some game time in and some hang time also.
Yes, definitely.
We had some friends over last weekend.
Oh,
and it was
very
pretty
cool.
nice. Had some burgers, had some drinks, had a good time.
Nice.
But other than that, tons of yard work. It's getting nice out there.
Tom has a superpower. He can hear his grass growing.
We've had so much rain lately, I think I can hear it. So it's a thing. So what have you been playing with all this free time that you don't have?
I haven't really played anything.
Nothing on the phone.
I started Candy Crush today in the office, and that's really about
That's
it.
a horrible place to play Candy Crush.
So,
Awesome. Well, I've been playing some Diablo 4. Had a good time doing that. And Tommy introduced me to a game called Vampire Survivors,
nice.
which is going to get an episode on the podcast here coming up. I don't know when, but it's something that we're going to try to sneak in.
Yeah, I'll have to check that game out. I think I have it on Steam, actually.
Yeah, it's on Steam. And then last night I was screwing around and I noticed I had a demo for the PlayStation 5.
Very cool.
And there are 229 trophies.
Wow.
It's gonna take a second. So but you haven't played it.
I not really know. I think I was looking at my Steam library, and a buddy of mine had gifted it to me
All right.
a while ago, but I've never
Yeah,
never dived into it.
it's not that expensive of a game, and it's interesting. I can't wait to do an episode on it and
Yeah.
see what happens from
We'll
there.
have to try to get some. I don't know what the rest of your week is looking like, but we'll have to try to get some multiplayer. And do you have it on Steam as well, or are you playing on?
I do have it on Steam.
Cool.
I don't know if it's couch co-op or if you can do it online co-op.
I think they have online co-op.
I know that Tommy and I played it here in the office, and it loses something when you play multiple player.
Sure.
It's fun. It's still cool. And the nice thing is you don't actually shoot. The character just shoots for you.
You said it was Vampire Survivors?
So you don't have to look it up right this second.
Looks like it's only couch.
Yeah.
And I actually, like many mistakes before in the past, I was thinking of a different vampire game.
oh, for heaven's sakes.
It wasn't even the same one.
Well, then you're going to really be in for a treat.
Yeah, so I've never played this. I don't have it. The other one I have is very fun, though,
Okay.
but
Well,
I couldn't tell you what it's called.
PlayStation Plus, look it up. You'll have
Cool.
a demo.
Cool.
It's a 2-hour demo.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it'll still piss you off.
I bet it will.
But it's good. So now for the poll winner for June, It Takes Two won.
Yes.
And that's all because you and your fiance both put in and nobody else thought to do it.
Nobody else voted.
Yeah. It was on Spotify on the poll.
Okay.
And it didn't get any hits, which I figured. And then, of course, we had it in the Discord, which is where you guys voted.
Yes.
I almost played you dirty and put in on the other one and whatnot. So it is a game that we're going to get to, but I don't know that it will hit June. We'll see what we can do.
You have a particularly busy month in June. My June's a little busy, but I'm not going to some of the upcoming events due to other financial obligations throughout the year.
Sure.
So yeah, we might have to push that out because that's gonna be a big game. However, I will say I found a game that is subtly consuming everything that I am as a person.
Yeah, it's called Candy Crush. You already talked about it.
Good joke, but no.
No, okay.
It is not Candy Crush. It is. Hold on 1 second. This is very anticlimactic.
Yeah, way to build it up.
It's called Agata.
Agata.
Which is an acronym for a game titled A Game About Digging a Hole.
So you're an 18-year-old boy. All right, go on.
So, I don't know what game Tom's talking about here, but the whole purpose of this game, it's $4.99 on Steam. I'm going to gift it to you. The whole purpose of this game is you get this house, you are given a beginner shovel, you dig the hole, you find rocks, you use it to upgrade the shovel to dig deeper in the hole.
You just did a review of the whole game. I think we're done.
That's it. Oh, we gotta play it. We gotta play it because I don't know what happens when you complete it. You know, do you dig to China? You know, what do you meet Kim Jong Un? Like, what's going on here? What happens?
I think you're gonna end up in the Pacific Ocean and you'll drown.
You might.
You might go towards Australia or something.
Could.
Yeah.
Could.
Oh my goodness! All right, so we got some stuff coming up.
We're digging holes.
We are. I got to ask before we get started on this game, how much are we spoiling this game?
I'm not big on spoilers, so
I know you are.
I'd like to keep it to a minimum, but, you know.
I don't know that we can talk about this game without spoiling things.
Well,
I mean, I'm still learning about this game.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You can beat the game and go back and play it again, and there's something different every time. Yeah. I'm actually getting ready to start my second playthrough, hopefully this weekend, fingers crossed. I know we have a 3-day weekend, so I should have a little extra time.
2 extra hours.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was told that I needed to take notes in this game, and I'm really starting to think I should have. Yeah. Because I've went through and I've done codes to open up safes.
Sure.
And now I can't remember what the damn codes are.
Sure.
And so I can either take the easy way out, which is what I've been doing, because I know I've already cracked that code once.
Right.
And I didn't write, like I said, I didn't write it down. I know. Or I just freaking leave it in there, even though I know that there's a gem inside there. And I need that gem.
That's why it's said in the beginning of the game.
I don't care. I don't listen to that. And I think the best way to play this game would probably be on the computer. Yeah. So you can constantly be doing screenshots all the time.
Screenshots. I did audio notes. So
sure.
Like little voice recordings on my phone. Because I hate writing and I didn't.
Yeah. Well, then you have a notepad like I do, and it's full of scribbles, and you don't even know what the hell you wrote anyway.
Right. You can't read your own handwriting.
No, I know.
Is that an I? Is that a T? Is that a dick pic? Who knows? You know, it's a
very small dick pic, isn't it?
Well, you know, whatever works, I guess.
Okay.
Not hard to be above average in America.
Right. All right. So let's get this thing going.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
All right.
So, overview.
Yes.
So, well, why don't you start us off?
Well, this game is particularly interesting. I mean, it really seemed to kind of come out of nowhere.
It did.
You know, it really just came in and blasted all the other major titles out. And as early as it is, a lot of people are already calling it Game of the Year. The game was so big that hackers and scammers actually created a pirated version and released it on the iOS App Store. And when you downloaded it, it would install malware onto your phone.
Of course.
I don't know how long it was up and how many downloads it had, but it was up long enough for it to become a pretty serious issue. So obviously they knew the game was big. It looks like it came out on April 10th, 2025. It was officially released on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. And it really is an interesting game. I love the artwork of it. I love how when you're playing it, it looks like it was hand-drawn on a piece of paper like an old cartoon.
Oh, absolutely.
Reminds me of some old school Disney stuff.
You know, I got to go back for just a second. You know,
Yeah.
you're saying that they brought it out on, like, Apple's operating system?
Yeah,
Is what you're saying?
yeah.
But ironically, it's free on PlayStation Plus. It's free for PlayStation Plus users. It's free for Game Pass
Yeah.
users. Well, free is a relative term because you're paying for the service, but
Sure.
it's in there. And then I can't imagine it's overly expensive on Steam.
I think it was like $29.99.
Yeah,
but
so-
nothing crazy. Yeah, people were paying for a pirated version on their phone. And the fact that they were able to get past the almighty Apple security
Yeah.
was, I mean, that in itself is an amazing feat.
Well, I tell you what, this game actually would be pretty cool on the phone.
It would be. It'd be a lot better than Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Now, is this on the Switch?
I don't think it is.
I didn't
yet.
look for it.
I don't believe it's on the Switch yet. I want to say I read that there is a rumor that there will be a Switch 2 release.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% certain
Sure.
on that.
Well, it's neither here nor there. I just was kind of curious because you'd think that if it's already on those 3 services,
Right.
that you wouldn't go out and try to get it and then try to get a hacked version. So was the hacked version free, or were people paying for
No,
it?
you had to pay for it.
Yeah,
And
so you're paying to get screwed.
Yeah, you're paying, you're selling your information for $10.99.
Gotta love it, people. So, all right. So basically, the premise of this game, and please jump in and correct me
Sure.
if I'm wrong. So, you're this young man named Simon,
Yes.
and you've been willed this estate from your, is it great uncle?
Yes.
Or great uncle. Okay.
Great uncle, I believe.
And so you're basically in his mansion, and your goal is to get to the 46th room.
Mhm.
And if you can get to the 46th room, the mansion and the inheritance is yours.
Yes, and each day you are granted 50 steps.
Correct.
So trying to traverse this insanely large and ever-changing mansion can become quite challenging.
Right. Now, there are different tips and tricks and whatnot, and we'll get into those further down the road. But one of the ones that I opened up rather early in the game was to get the 70 steps to start off with instead of 50, which is amazing. And we'll get into a room that I absolutely freaking hate a little bit later down the road. So getting 70 steps, that's going to help. And what that means is every time you cross through a doorway, you lose steps.
Yes.
And it's 1 step per door, unless there's a special thing on the room. Like there's one where if you go in, you lose 2 steps. I think it's the gymnasium.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. And whatnot. So you just have to traverse all these different rooms to get to the end room. And then the end room is not necessarily the end room, is it?
No, it never is.
No, it never is.
Just when you think you have the game figured out, it throws a massive curveball,
Yes.
and then you're in left field again.
And one of the things that you were saying, so you know, the mansion changes daily.
Yes.
So you're not allowed to stay in the mansion. Now, or on the grounds, but apparently you're a good Boy Scout and you have a little camp set up. If you guys go exploring this, you'll find it in the game there, up in the hills. And so he technically is staying there, but he's not.
Right.
So
He's a good Boy Scout.
He is a good Boy Scout. And then, you know, you need keys to get through this game, and you need coins to get through this game, and you need gems to get through these games, and blah, blah, blah.
Wiring and all kinds of things.
Yeah. So once you're playing the game for a while, you'll get different items that will give you an allowance. I think I'm either at 3 or 4 coins. I can't quite remember. I'm on day 31.
Okay.
And for the listeners out there, I actually do have it pulled up on my screen here, so I can kind of look around. You know, we're looking at the entrance to the mansion right now.
Yes.
And seeing what's going on. But we have to get from point A to point B.
Yes.
And I still don't have the perfect way to get through there. But the way this game is built, you can have the best intentions and you're going to soft block yourself every damn time.
Oh, easily.
You know, I've had different ways I've done it. You know, I try to put my dead end rooms, you know, on the outside. I've heard rumors that, oh, no, put them on the inside.
Right.
And have runners up. And I don't know if there's a right and a wrong way to play this game. I don't know how much of it's just flat out dumb luck.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, when I'm having a phenomenal run, luck kicks me in the ass. And then you get blocked and you have no more rooms to go through, or you run out of steps, or you run out of keys, or there's always something that'll block your access. And in doing that, this game has this play it again thing. Oh, I got to get further.
Right.
One more try. And I've had tries that have lasted me 15 minutes. And I've had runs that have lasted me an hour and a half.
Right.
And it's funny because when you go into a room, the room's not always identically the same as the previous run.
No, it's like the house is alive.
It is alive. And I think that's important to know. So like when you run into a room and you know that you're always picking up a piece of gold here, take a second look. There might be a key laying around.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And those are just important little tips and tricks. What else should we talk about for this mansion?
I think for anybody starting the game, to take the, pen and paper very seriously. You know, it recommends that in the beginning of the game. At the very least, do audio notes, because I found for me it turned it into a much more enjoyable experience than sitting there getting all pissed off trying to remember what I should have wrote down and I can't, and then I'm out of steps and I have to restart.
Yeah, I might actually have to. I mean, I'm not going to quote unquote start over,
sure,
because I like having my daily allowance and my steps and everything. But I think I'm going to have to start taking notes. Now, you've beaten the game.
I have.
Okay.
I have. It was a little while ago now.
Right.
But we've lived a lot of life since then.
It's been 2 weeks.
Has it only been 2 weeks? Wow, God.
But I'm still kind of in the middle. I was, I know this is quote unquote game of the year contender right now.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. I'll tell you what, I played this a lot the first week it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played it a little bit less. And then I didn't pick this game up again until last night. And I played for about an hour.
Okay.
And it's one of those games where I get a run or two in, and then I gotta hang it up.
Sure.
You know, I know that if I just sat down and just trudged through it, I'm sure I could beat it in a day.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But I don't exactly care to do that.
Yeah, little off topic, you've kind of been on a Diablo kick lately, it sounds like.
I am. You know, I love Diablo 3. I adore that game, and I bought Diablo 4 for Natalie to play, and she picked it up right away and just loved it, and I just couldn't get into it.
Really?
It's similar,
Okay.
but it's completely different.
I haven't played any of them, so I don't have much to speak
Right.
on that. But
And so, yeah, I put 2 hours into that yesterday and had a good old time. And it's just, you know, it's one of those games that you can pick up and you can just go around and beat stuff up and look in these different places. You know, it doesn't necessarily have a complete run through. But that's enough about Diablo. Nobody wants to hear that on Blueprints episode here.
yeah,
So.
this game is pretty hot right now. I was checking,
is.
and it has a Metacritic score of 93,
Ooh.
making it one of the highest rated games of 2025 so far.
I still don't know exactly what Metacritic is.
I don't either. I kind of view them as like the Rotten Tomatoes of the video game world,
Right?
but how they factor in anything is beyond me.
Yeah, I get it. It's their scale and it's blah blah blah. You know, I mean, we have our scale.
We have our scale.
Nobody gives two shits about our scale,
It's definitely not a Metacritic level, but it is our scale.
right? So, but it's all good. You know, hey, we could take a page out of old Adam Blank's notebook and say, hey, you know, we're going to rate this out of 46 rooms, but we're not. We're not going to do that. Well, you're trying to think of a number, huh?
I'm trying, but man,
Yeah, maybe in homage to him, we'll do that at the end.
that could be fun.
Okay, we'll do that, or we won't. I don't know.
We'll just
We're
see
not
where
at
it
the end
lands.
yet.
We'll
That's
see where
right.
it lands.
So okay, so I know that there's 46 rooms,
Yes.
but how many rooms actually are there? Do you know?
You know, I don't.
Because I know that there's a way that you can duplicate rooms.
Yes.
I know when you go down to, so this is a spoiler, but when you walk outside of the mansion, you can go down to the grounds into the shed,
Yep.
and there's a thing down there. One of them is that you make 8 classrooms to put into this mansion,
Right.
which I have yet to find out why the hell that's important. Do you know why?
You know, I can't remember specifically
Okay.
off the top of my head.
I know there's a lot of cool things down there.
There's a lot of cool things down there. One thing, though, that when you brought that up, that brought back to my memory was the pump room
Yeah.
and you had asked me about the significance of that, and I wouldn't say.
Right.
And I want to know, did you find it yet?
No, I hadn't. And what he's referring to is the recording that we tried to do a
previous,
week
yes.
ago. So, you going to tell me or not?
No.
You son of a bitch. We're going to have spoilers. It's okay. I mean, I could Google it, but I'm lazy.
You'll find out.
I'll find out, huh? I mean, I've done I've drained the pool and I've gotten all the money out of
Sure.
the pool. That was cool. And I mean, that's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
It is. But, and then there's things you have to do in other rooms to start up other rooms so you can do this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
You can't get to the shed until you go through the garage.
Right.
And I always thought you needed car keys so you could drive the car out, but that doesn't work. But you do get cool stuff when you find the car keys.
Yeah, you do.
But
get
you never
cool
do
stuff.
find the damn car keys when you find the damn garage.
This is very true.
That's how this whole game goes.
It is.
You always need like 3 things to do one thing, and you always get 2, but you never get the third.
Yes. This game is the ultimate rage bait.
Oh, it definitely is. There's a reason it's free.
Yeah.
No, I actually really enjoy this game. I believe I have about 16, 17, maybe even 18 hours. Now, a little bit of that's bloated, because I leave it running and I go eat dinner or
Sure.
what have you.
There's plenty of distractions in the game too to
Well,
get off the main course.
Even right now, just because it's it's counting my time, and we're sitting here recording.
Right.
So,
Right.
there is that. And I'm on day 31 now. How far did you get, or what day are you on?
Oh God.
Now that you beat it.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me see if I can hop onto my console
Oh, it's
and check it out.
It's not the end of the world.
I want to say I put 17 or 18 hours in total.
Okay.
And I just focused on getting through the game. So I need to go back. I need to pay attention to some of the side quests.
Okay.
Interested in some of the trophies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more to this game besides just the main storyline. And so I would highly recommend that everybody do a second playthrough, because it's just for the kind of game that it is, for it not being like a traditional open world, it's massive.
Well, it is. And the fact that it's an indie game.
Yeah, the fact that
It's
it's
just
an
awesome.
indie game it's beautiful. And I just cannot get over the design of the game. I mean, with it looking hand drawn and seeing the pencil lines and just, it's like you're in a graphic novel. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. So to answer the question, I have 4 gold as my allowance.
Okay.
And I've heard you can get that number up there quite hefty when you do some of these side quests.
From what I understand, yes.
Yeah, that's what I understand too.
Yes.
So you're going to start the game and you're going to go into the entrance of this castle, mansion, whatever.
Mansion.
And you have 3 choices right out of the gate. You can go straight forward, you can go left, you can go right. And now when you play, where do you start?
Well, when I started,
While you're trying to think of it. I almost always go to the left.
I was going to say, traditionally I started to the left.
Yes. And there's rooms that you'll get on the left-hand side of the house that you won't necessarily get on the right-hand side.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yes.
And I haven't quite figured that out, but it's something I've noticed. Like the garage always shows up about halfway up on the
Yeah.
left side. And that must just be where it is. And then playing this game, once you find the center room, what the hell is that called?
That would be...
Oh shoot, I can't even think of the name of it. Let's see. Let me hit the button real quick here, and I'm just going to look at my map. The foundation room. Good
Yes.
God. So when I was doing the foundation, I had put a room up there where I would normally have a door going down, and I never put one going down because that would be a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
But I accidentally put one there, and then I got my elevator.
Nice.
But of course, I go down there and I don't have the key.
Right.
I don't have the proper key, and I know that it's somewhere in the game.
It's hiding.
And it's high. Yeah, of course it is. It's probably in plain freaking sight too. That's the worst part. But as you can see, I'm not that far into the game. But when you're going through here, you come up to a door and you click on it, and you're always given 3 options
Yes.
to choose from. And it could be a blue room, a purple room, a red room, a green room. What do all those things mean?
That's a great question.
You don't know?
I don't.
Oh,
The thing with this game is there are patterns. There's definitely patterns in the game.
yeah.
And then there's things that you're like, was that a pattern? Is that something I should pay attention to? So you start paying attention to it and realize you wasted a whole bunch of time fixating on the wrong thing.
Right. Well, I know all the purple rooms are bedrooms.
Okay.
Of some style, whether it's the guest room or the master bedroom
Sure.
or the bunk room or the kids' room
Yeah.
or whatnot. I have a spare bedroom because there's that spare hallway,
Right.
and I upgraded it to be a spare bedroom because every time you go into a bedroom, I think it's the nursery. If you put the nursery down, every time you go into a bedroom, you get 5 extra steps.
That sounds about right. Yes.
And so that is extremely helpful.
I actually forgot that detail about the color-coded rooms. So
Yeah.
that's good to remember.
And then the
That's-
blue ones are kind of your generic, your basics. You'll get goodies in them. The green ones are your gardening ones. If you have the shovel, you have a better chance of digging something up in those rooms than you would in a normal room. The red ones are I don't know. The red ones are like traps or something, because you
Yeah.
have the chapel where you lose money every time you go in there because you got to give money to the donation plate.
You gotta pay your tithe.
Yeah, you go into the gymnasium, you lose an extra step because you're in the gym in your sneakers. Maybe if you're wearing the sneakers when you go in the gym, you only lose one.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe you're getting penalized because you don't have your gym shoes on.
I know. And then there's the dark room.
The dark room.
So if you don't have power to the dark room, it's fucking dark and you can't see what you're doing.
That's why it's the dark room.
It is why it's dark room. So if you go into this room and the lights are off, then when you get to choose the next room to go into, it's dark. So you're picking blind, which is going to screw you also.
Oh yeah, every
So
time.
hopefully you've already put power to the room, or you don't step in there and you go put power to the room, but you probably don't because you got it too damn soon.
Oh yeah, you're just running with it.
Yeah,
You're
and
not
then
taking notes, and it's
the weight room. That's one of the rooms I hate. That's the one I was starting to talk about at the beginning of this thing. That can just go to hell. Lose half of your steps. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to go do all this other stuff. Ha ha ha, I won't actually go in it and lose half my steps. No, once you place the room,
gone.
I have 50 steps, and now I'm at 25. Well, fuck. Now, you don't lose any more steps throughout the game, thank God.
Right,
But
it's
I mean, there's no good time that you can lose half your steps.
right.
I mean, even if you got it at the end, and you had 10 steps, and you're like, okay, at 10 steps, I can get to this room, and I can beat the game. No, now you're at 5. How lovely.
How lovely.
So, when it comes to which room do you hate the most, we're going to put that one, it's going to be right up there.
I hate that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do hate that one a lot. I'm trying to look up the name of the one that I hate, but it's you're in the room and there's a portrait of your uncle that was sitting in a chair.
Okay.
And the only way you can get through the room is if you move one of the candlesticks, just turn it slightly,
Oh, you kind of mentioned that a week ago.
and it opens up a keypad. And I spent like, I don't know, it felt like 5 hours. It was probably like a half hour to an hour realistically, but it felt like 5 hours
It was
dicking
5 minutes,
around in
folks.
this room. It was 5, yeah. Dicking around in this room, trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do, where the hell I'm supposed to go.
Right.
And you're looking at this picture and you're walking around and you can't figure it out. And I think the thing that pisses me off about it so much is the fact that it was so simple. It's that one thing. You literally just turn the one candle like to the left or to the right and it does everything you need it to do. Some of those harder rooms, like you got to get the power to them. You're like, okay, I can see why this is a challenge. This room was meant to be hard.
Right.
I walk in here, I lose steps. It pisses me off. I'm in the gym. I don't have the right shoes on. Coach is yelling at me, whatever. But that was so simple. It just drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
So that's the room I hate the most.
Okay. And then I've watched a little bit of other people playing this on Twitch and whatnot, so I've got to see some things that I haven't seen before. Because one of the rooms I think is kind of cool, just because I like aquariums, I like fish tanks and whatnot. I've gotten the aquarium room, where they have the fish floating around.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You
It is a
go
fun
in there
room.
and it has the really cool Finding Nemo type submarine doors on it. And I think that's cool. But when they were playing it, it was the like electric eel aquarium.
Ooh.
And so when you put that in there, you can power something apparently. That's the only reason they would do that.
That makes
So
sense.
maybe
Like
you stick it next to, I don't know, pick a room.
the dark room.
Well, the dark room! Yeah, put it next to the dark room. Maybe it'll light it up. For God's sake.
I do like the aquarium room as well. In this game, it's going back to some of the detail of it and the visual appeal. The way that they have made it is, it's kind of terrifying. You're waiting.
this is a horror game, dude.
Yeah, you're waiting for a jump scare. You're waiting for something to pop out and kill you, eat you,
Right.
whatever. It just, you feel like you're always being watched.
Well, there's very, very little music.
Very little music.
We'll play a little bit of music, hopefully, in the intro and the outro, but throughout the game, there's like little hints of sound, but there
Yeah.
really isn't.
It's very ominous.
I mean, it's not as bad as Limbo.
Not as bad as Limbo, no.
But-
but it's it's
Yeah. So, but like you walk into the classroom and you can see the notes from the teacher, and you walk into the maid's room and there's a note there
Right.
to read. So they're acting like there's characters in the game.
everybody's gone.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, nobody's there.
And and oh, okay, well, we quit. We were doing this over here and da 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 da.
Right.
And we found this, but I guess we're fired. So screw it.
Right. Or some like post-rapture type shit. I mean, it's
Right.
It's freaky, but
So
going back to that,
Maybe before you get going, maybe the house ate them.
it's like Monster House.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that cartoon Monster House?
No.
Oh, it was amazing.
That's what room 46 is. It's where all the bodies are.
That's where all the bodies are. The skeletons in the closet.
I get it now.
Tom's cracked the code. No notes.
No, no.
So, but going back to it, that's one of the reasons I like the aquarium room so much, is because in this terrifyingly quiet yet chaotic game, it's very peaceful.
Yeah.
It's a good place to just go, waste some steps getting to, and just chill out for a minute.
Do a little premeditation
before
gotta
you
go
can
slay the dragon.
continue on. So
So, so we just discussed some rooms that we hate.
yes.
Since we're here, what are some rooms that you like?
So I did like the pool. I did like the pool and the pump.
Yeah.
That was a
the
fun
pump
one.
took me a while.
The pump does take a little while.
I kept trying, and I was getting it to kind of half-ass work. And then Natalie was watching me play. She goes, well, why don't you turn the one behind the pump there? What? Yeah, there's one behind it. Well, you can't get there because all this crap's in the way. Can't you just go around? No, I can't just go around. I went around. It was right there. So that's how I was able to get the pool drained.
Get the pool drained, yeah.
Oh my goodness. But apparently I'm missing something.
You're missing something, but
Great.
all in time.
It's just lovely.
Just
So, that was one of those love to hate ones. I like the nursery just for the fact that it gives you the 5 extra steps when you draft another bedroom.
yeah, the nursery is cool. It's very
So
beneficial.
that would be a great one to get off the beginning to keep pumping up your step count.
Absolutely.
And then another room that I really like is the observatory.
That's the one I was just going to bring
Okay.
up. Yes, the observatory. That is a great room.
So where are you at as far as the looking through the telescope? Not telescope. Yeah, telescope.
Yeah, the telescope thing.
Because I think I'm on like 17 or 18 or something like that. I'm not very far in it.
God, I
But
can't.
I heard that there are people that, they're way up there and that there's a special gift when you hit 50.
when you get all the constellations.
Yeah.
Yes, I have heard that as well. And to tell you the truth, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm
But it's cool when you go in this room, you'll have the constellation of an apple.
yeah,
So apples give you extra steps.
right.
Or you get the constellation of a key, or you get a constellation of a gem, and and blah blah blah. It's still very helpful.
It is. It is a very cool room.
Yeah. How do you feel about the parlor?
I feel the parlor is a necessary evil.
Yep. I used to love it. I could get them every single time.
You used to love it.
I used to love it. Now it's the other 2 boxes are fake or false. And then, but false is in green or blue or whatever the hell color it was, but the other ones aren't. It's nuh-uh, the other one's lying. Okay, so one of them's telling the truth, one of them's lying, and what's the other one? Or is there 2 truths and a lie?
I think it's 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah. So so when I upgraded, because I got to upgrade that room, I told it, okay, instead of 2 gems, I want 3 gems, because I was getting it every single time. And then once I make that, now they just get more generic, and it would be awesome as if when you open it up, the other 2 opened.
Right.
So you knew which one it was. But they don't do that because, well, you forgot this time. We have 100 different options. That one might come up again. So we're not going to tell you what the answer is.
Right.
And, so the other option I could have upgraded was to have 2 keys. So if I screwed up, then I'd have another chance at getting the 2 gems, and that would have been great. But I didn't go that route.
So I did look up, this will be a little spoiler.
Okay.
But I had to know what happens when you get all the constellations in the observatory.
Oh, okay.
it unlocks floor plans. Well, it opens a hidden compartment that holds floor plans for the planetarium's room.
Ooh, I haven't got to a planetarium's room.
Yeah, so
Have you?
not that I can recall.
Okay.
Because I haven't completed all the constellations as far as I can remember. Like I said, I know it was only 2 weeks ago. Man, I feel like I've lived a lot of life since then.
Yeah.
So,
Well, since we're on the observatory, when you go up the steps in there, you can turn a crank in there, which does something. But I haven't figured out what exactly that's doing. All I know is it keeps screwing me up.
the crank keeps screwing you up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I don't remember what it's supposed to do, but that might be a good one to dive into. Is there any way we can get to the observatory while we're on this podcast right now? And
Probably not, because I
experience
have
it
a hard enough
firsthand?
time doing a podcast, and a hard enough time with the game that you guys will just be here sitting here. I'll be and no. I've already been talked to about my ums.
You have.
I have.
You have.
And so we're gonna leave it at that.
So
Are we leaving it? We're not leaving it.
no,
at that.
absolutely not. So, ladies and gentlemen, we in the next episode are going to be doing something special with Tom's ums. We are going to be implementing what is called the counter. And if Tom gets over,
You can screw off.
you can screw. And if Tom gets over 15 ums in that episode, I have a special treat for him that he will have to partake in that I have not picked up yet because I forgot to go by the adult toy store. And I'm only
It's not that kind of podcast.
gonna leave it at that. So, if you want to hear what the surprise for Tom is and what he's gonna have to partake in, you're gonna have to listen to the next episode because that's where it's gonna be revealed.
Yeah. Huh. So this is our final episode.
So this is so Play It Again is over after this. Game over.
Oh, you dirty old man. All right, you already got me off track here. Let's get back to this game.
Okay, so so you're in the hallway right now. It
Right.
looks like.
I am.
And what do you got going on?
I got the breakfast nook right here.
Okay.
So we're just gonna waddle our little butts in here, and we got some bacon and eggs.
All right.
Get 10 extra steps. Got a key, and then we got all this other stuff. But I've seen a key sitting right there.
Yes, and that's the thing. The game, like you said, it changes. You go in somewhere and you're expecting something to be where it usually is, and then it's not.
No. Oh, the observatory.
It's meant to be.
Holy shit.
It is meant
Third room
to
in,
be.
just so we can talk about this room. So I am on 18 now.
Okay.
So we'll just look through the telescope real quick. And what do we get? We have the sale. Everything 50% off in the store.
Nice.
That is a good sale.
That's a good win.
Yep. And then
the
a slice of
slice.
pizza gives me 3 extra steps.
So you're up to 80 steps now.
I am up to 80 steps. So that's a good find.
That is a good find.
But okay, so we got the stairs right here.
We got the stairs.
And we'll just go up the stairs.
Okay.
This makes for horrible podcasting. Why the hell are we doing this? I mean, it's already a bad enough podcast. We don't need help making it worse.
We're giving
Okay.
the people lifetime gameplay.
Okay, so I turn it,
Okay.
which moves it.
Yeah, adjust the
It,
telescope.
it did, but it adjusted it down. So let's go look.
Maybe to see other constellations.
All right, you might be onto something here. Well, but it still has an 18 right there. Okay, let's look in the eyeball. Come on. Oh, it won't let me look.
Do you have to do the other lever now?
The other lever. Oh, this lever right
Yeah,
here.
what's this lever? What
Okay.
happens here?
Well, that moved it that way.
So that makes me feel like there's another place we can open up in here. Because why would you be able to turn it and have the ceiling blocked?
Well, I don't know. There's only the one opening.
Yeah, there's got to be more.
Yeah, see? That's why we're not no touchy. Right? And there's a book right there. We could read it, but we don't know how to read.
There is a book right there.
Yeah. And there's
We
a chess
can't
piece
take
right
notes. We don't have any notes.
there. Right? So, yeah, there's just a whole bunch of
But
stuff. Oh, magnifying glass.
Ooh, nice.
Just hanging out, doing nothing.
doing nothing.
Man, okay,
Now we can read.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't want to screw up my run any more than this because I am going to actually come back to this game here.
But what are the chances that we were just talking about trying to get to the observatory and then it's
and
right,
it's right there. You know, it's pretty good, I guess. And I got a key, got some gems, I got some coins. I could have a good run. I got 80 steps.
Yeah, and you get 50% off in the store. Talk about a sale.
What a bargain.
What a bargain.
All right, so what else? So when we're outside, we have a couple items.
Yep, you get a couple items.
Well, now, have you done everything outside?
I have not done everything outside. I have not spent a lot of time out there, and that's what I want to do on the second run. Focus on some of the side quests, the extracurricular things that you can do.
So have you lit up the torches?
Gosh, I don't believe I
with
have.
The blue flames? Because there's So have you been to the orchard? That's right past the campsite?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not been to the orchard.
Okay, so you're going to want to go in the orchard, and then you'll have an apple, because it's an apple orchard.
Okay.
Get extra steps.
Okay. Extra steps, apple orchard.
But there's a gas line.
Okay.
That you have to turn on.
Okay.
And that'll take care of one of the torches, but there's 4.
Okay.
And then when you're down in the shed, there's some of those rooms have levers also.
Interesting.
I know. I can't tell you which ones because then I'd be spoiling things, and then you won't spoil your things. I'm not gonna spoil my things.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
I'll have to go through your notes and see if it's written down.
Do I look like I have notes? All my notes are up here, so they're scattered. But yeah, this game, it really makes you just want to keep playing it and playing it and playing it, and then you get mad and you gotta go away and you play something else, and then you gotta play it again,
and then you beat it and you have to play it again because you can't remember anything, and there's so much to it. I mean, like we said, for it not being an open world game, it is incredibly huge, and the story is very intriguing. The main story is very interesting. I
don't know. I mean, this kind of gets into our scoring thing a little bit, but I don't know that once I beat it, mm-hmm. I don't know that I will play it again.
You don't think so?
I mean, because, well, with my memory, I could probably play it again in a week, and I would have to relearn everything anyway. But maybe not. I don't know. But I know that I'm going to keep playing this until I beat it.
Sure.
You know, so there's that. So I mean, for me, this game's going to get a good score. That's easy enough.
Are you going to trophy hunt?
I don't believe I am. I don't know. Well, you know, okay, so I went to go get one of the trophies. It's buy everything out of the commissary.
Okay.
That's easy enough. You just got to have gold. I did that. I bought everything out. So, but when I bought the gems, it had more gems. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So then I go and I got more coins, and I went back in, and I bought them, and did it again. Finally bought all the damn gems out, and I did not get the trophy.
Really?
So apparently you have to buy everything out at once.
That's kind of dirty.
It is dirty. And if that's the case to get the trophy, I don't know that I want to trophy hunt this game, because that means the game's broken. Hey, you have just enough coins to buy all this crap to get this trophy. Oh, wait. We have some stuff in the back. Let me go get it. Really? That is dirty. So, I don't know. I talk a lot of shit. You know, now watch. In a week, I'll be like, yeah, I beat the game. I got all the trophies. Yay, me.
Yeah.
Probably not, but maybe.
Maybe. Well, I guess we'll have to find out on the next episode. We'll have to touch base again and see where you're at with the trophies.
Well, apparently I got a couple other games. I got this weird ass one that you want to play. I have to get the It Takes Two in.
We're gonna dig a hole.
Dig a hole. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to play It Takes Two with you.
Yes, that would be fun.
You know, and that one we can play online, so we don't have to necessarily get together and upset both spouses.
Sure. But you know, that might be kind of fun too. We could definitely play some online, but maybe get some pizza and some whiskey and do some couch co-op as well.
There you go.
You know, you just sign in on the console, transfer it all over, and be good to go.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I could always go a couple doors down.
You could always go a couple doors down.
And then we could yell.
We could just
I bet all the tenants would love it.
Open the door and yell down the hall. No.
You son of a bitch! Yeah, it's all good. Well, let's go ahead and just rank this game. Where are you sitting at? I mean, we have more. We can talk about more things, but let's go ahead and rank it.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like this is a good place to rank it.
So it's not an epic fail.
It's definitely not an epic
No.
fail, and I am gonna play it again.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we have Game Erase. It's not that.
No.
We have God, I can't even remember my own scale. What the heck? Your microphone go out again.
It did.
Seriously.
Okay, we're back.
You're back.
We're
All right.
back. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not invested into new recording equipment, which I desperately need to do.
Do I edit that out?
No, you can keep it in.
I keep it in?
You might as well. I mean, they should know.
They already know the quality of this podcast anyway. They're not expecting to be perfect. Oh my gosh.
No, I
Okay.
can't remember the grading scale either.
Let's see. Game over.
Game over.
Or no. Game erase. Game over.
And then there was
It's our own damn podcast. We can't even remember the damn.
like previously stated, it has been an incredible.
Well, we don't care about those lower ones.
No, none of that shit matters.
So is this a game perfect? 100%? Is this a game play it again and again?
I'm
or is
gonna-
this just a game play again?
I'm not gonna say it's perfect.
So it doesn't get that 100%.
It's not going to get 100%.
Okay,
There's
okay.
there's definitely some things that I think they could improve about the game.
Really?
There's a
Name one thing.
Name. Well, with the
You can't, can you? See? No.
with the game being so big on taking notes, I think it would be cool if they would implement some sort of internal note-taking system
right.
within the game. You know, so you can, you know, maybe save things or use your mic to record things or something.
It's
so
not like Resident Evil where when you read something you don't care, you hit the button because when you need it you can just come back to it and read it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'd be cool if they had something similar to that.
Right. But this that's a nostalgia nod right there. Because when you were playing those old NES games, you know, you didn't have any of this crap. So you were writing down stuff, you know. You'd write down your passwords and you'd write down, you know, Mega Man's stupid dot pattern code.
Your friends
password
friends would lie to you about the bush and Zelda on the playground and
Yeah, there's that.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have our game power, Nintendo power.
Nintendo Power.
What was the other one? Game
Game Informer.
Informer.
Game Informer was a big one. Rest in peace, Game Informer. I love that story that you were telling me about the Zelda bush, though. That was just amazing. I think about that from time to time.
Just go burn the bushes. Okay. Oh, to be young and stupid again.
Yeah, but now we get to be old and stupid.
Old and
so
stupid, yeah.
It all balances out in the end, I suppose.
All right. So where are you at with this game?
I'm gonna give it. A play it again.
Just to play it again. It's only a B.
Yeah, yes, for now, it's only a B. Let's do what I think would be fun. After you beat it, and after I do a second playthrough, maybe in an episode where we're doing a shorter game, we could touch base on it. See if
Okay.
our opinions
Okay.
change, see if it goes up, see if it's gone down. Because, like I said, there's a lot of extracurriculars that I've missed, and I really want to get back to it. And I'm also having a hard time remembering things.
Sure.
I mean,
Oh, it'd be like playing it again for the first time again.
it could be.
Ooh.
It could be. Maybe with a little bit of background.
All right. So I pulled up Metacritic, and this is on the for Steam. Spit it out, Tom. 92%.
Okay.
PlayStation 5 is an 85. What the hell? And Xbox Series everything is 90.
Interesting.
So I guess I have to side with Xbox on this. I'm going to go with 90.
You're gonna go with a 90.
So that's a game played again and again.
Okay.
And the reason I say that it's a low played again and again,
It is a little play
Because-
beginning again.
I need to play it again and again until I beat the damn game.
There you go. So I'm
So I'm
looking,
okay with that.
I'm looking forward to in the next couple episodes having a shorter game, touching base on it, and see if it's gone up, if it's gone down, how
Yeah.
we both feel about it. Because it's a big game. It's so big.
It is and it isn't.
It is and it isn't.
You know, it's I don't see this one being like a Shredder's Revenge or an Astrobot where I could play this once a year, or a Shadow of the Colossus, you know, and then
Right.
just keep cranking through it, or Super Mario World.
Yeah. Or
You know, it's not a game like that where I'm just going to keep coming back to it. This is a game that quite honestly, it'd be like, for me, it'd be like Resident Evil.
Sure.
I'm going to play it. 5 years later, I'll probably come back and play it again, but I'm going to forget where everything's at.
Right.
And then I'm going to be asking everybody questions, and they're going to be like, just look it up. And I don't want to look it up, but look it up. So we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so an Adam Blank Knot. Out of 46 rooms, where do we put it? For my score, I think I'm going to be sitting around that 40.
Sitting around 40.
40 rooms.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think,
41 rooms.
I think to kind of stay with the theme, I think I'm going to go 38. Gave it a high B.
So you're giving it the weight room score.
I'm giving it the weight room score. Like I said,
I can't wait for him to play this game. I actually want to hear where he would rank this.
It would be very interesting.
He wouldn't do that on Remember the Game. He would do it on an expansion pass because it's a newer game and everything. But he doesn't like to spoil things.
Right.
He really likes to
try to keep it under wraps.
Keep it as generic as possible, unless he does just a full-blown spoiler, which this game pretty much is a full-blown spoiler. We're being kind of vague about some things.
Trying to be,
but
as much as you can.
Tom doesn't care.
I care about spoilers. For those listening.
You're the type of person, when you go to a movie, you don't talk about the movie.
No.
Other people who haven't seen it yet.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't. I mean, I might hint, like I saw the Minecraft movie. There's some very catchy songs that will get stuck in your head. Equivalent, if not worse, to the Super Mario Brothers Peaches song.
Yeah.
Sung by Jack Black.
Well, same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah.
But that's about all you're gonna get out of me about the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't care. If you were talking to me about the Lava Chicken, because I've already heard the damn song.
Nope, there's another
No?
song.
Oh, there's another one.
Another
Okay.
song.
Okay.
That's a good one.
It's almost as bad as Peaches.
It's almost as bad as
Yeah.
Peaches.
But quite honestly, it doesn't bother me when people spoil things to a point. I mean, I don't want to be back in the 70s and somebody's like, Darth Vader's your dad.
You're right.
Have you seen that? I think it was Family Guy where they're walking out. Oh my God, I can't believe that was his dad. And there's this long line of people.
Just ruin it for
ruin
everyone.
It. I would love to be that guy, but instead of telling things that are true about the movie, to say things that are false.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting.
Like, Bruce Willis wasn't really dead in Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really just try to throw people off.
There might be one person out there that's never seen Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis is in that movie? Oh, I gotta watch. Oh, I can't watch it now. He just ruined it.
That's like the running joke on Hot 1019, where they'll once a week they'll be like, O.J. Simpson died, and it's just to pay homage to the oblivious people around, or asking like, is Zimmerman Trail open? If you're a Montana native, let me rephrase that. If you live in Montana, you would know that.
Yeah.
But
all right, any more that we need to talk about this game?
not that I can think of. I truly can't get over how beautiful the game is. I love the shadows. I love the design. It's like being in a treehouse. It's oddly terrifying, and yet it's very peaceful.
Yeah. So, the next game. I don't know exactly what the next episode's going to be.
Yeah.
We are cranking this out Monday night. It's going to go live Wednesday morning.
We're cranking the hog.
You're right. So hopefully we can get together this weekend and we can knock out another episode. So we're not doing it 2 days beforehand.
Yeah.
In case
we have
Tom has other shit to do.
Or technical difficulties. I mean, we, to be fair, we started on this well in advance. We
did, but you had something that day.
I did have something that day, and we had technical difficulties. And then we both pretty much had something every day after that.
Right. So, when I did the Kina episode, I was like, oh my God, no, it's the first and third Wednesday, No, it's supposed to be every other week.
Right.
So technically, those... the Limbo and the Kina were only a week apart.
Right.
And so technically, this episode should have went live last week.
Okay.
And there wouldn't have been a Kina episode.
Right. But we got a Kina episode. We got a bonus. We got a bonus Tom episode.
Well, speaking of which, How far are you on that game?
On Kena?
Yeah.
You know, not far. I had a hard time getting into it, and I wanted the game, and maybe it's the character, it's racial profiling, I don't know, but I wanted the game to be more like an Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of game.
Oh, geez.
You know what I mean? But
Oh, I guess it does have a little bit of that
it
kind of
does kind of
flavor in
have
it,
that
doesn't it?
vibe, yeah. And so I was like, okay, this is cool, but I struggled with it.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with the controls. It just didn't feel as smooth as it could have been.
It, you know what makes that game hard is the all your buttons are the same buttons. It's just the combination of which you push them,
Right.
and that gets to be tiresome.
Right.
And so you go to do a special move, and you're doing some other special move that's going to get you hurt, and so there's a little bit of that in it that I didn't really care for. I actually thought I bought that game.
Okay.
I couldn't remember because of all the different times it was on sale, and I was, and I wasn't, and it was on PS Plus, and it wasn't, and it was. And so I'm glad I played it when I did, because I didn't actually buy it officially.
So you just played it on the PlayStation Plus.
I did, yeah. When I first started, it was with GameFly, returned those discs, played it, yada, yada, yada. I think now you can play it on the Xbox.
I believe you can.
You know,
I believe so.
Not to quite go down that road. But, well, then I'm glad you weren't on that episode. You might have given it a bad score.
I would have given it a bad score.
Even though you didn't get to play it.
I wanted it to kind of be, yeah, even though I didn't get to play it. I wanted it to be kind of like Katara. So that's the girl from the Avatar cartoon. She ended up going off to have her own spin-off, and the character reminded me of her, and so I wanted it to have a similar element to that, and it didn't, and I was sad, and I tried to play it, and I couldn't, and
Sure.
I don't know.
Well,
Life
there's a lot of
happened.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, there's
New Horizon DNA in that game. So much of it in there. So if you love those games, then you'll definitely love it. It's just a watered down version of it.
yes.
But I do think it has a place.
Sure,
So-
I can respect that. I mean,
yeah.
it's not my lowest rated game. I definitely don't hate it as much as RC Pro Am or Pro Arm or whatever the fuck whatever you call
You
it.
know what? We're gonna revisit that.
I'd be game.
No, you won't.
No, but now that could be fun. That could be fun. We could do like a late night Friday night. You know, gone off a couple glasses of whiskey, RC Pro Am. Fully authentic, no filter, no moral compass out Tom's window in the yard, and just run with it. Raw, unedited, uncensored.
I think that's a Twitch stream waiting to happen.
I think it would be beautiful.
Maybe we pick a different game and a different booze, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, either way.
I'm more of a rum guy than a whiskey guy.
You do
I can
the
be tempted.
you could be tempted. You do the rum. I'll do the whiskey. And
There we go.
I mean, and then we could do something fun where like you know, if you say an or fuck or you die, then you have to take a shot of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Oh, you can go to hell.
So it could be a good time. We could go to hell together with gasoline in our stomachs.
Well, I think that we've taken this a little too far.
I think we have.
On a Monday night.
Yeah. Wow. It's
Yeah,
already
it's
Monday.
already
It's
Monday.
already Monday, and it's only Monday.
Yes.
What a long week this has been.
All right.
So moving forward with the schedule.
Yes.
I am free Saturday morning.
Okay.
I don't have anything going on Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
So
Well, let's see what we can do to make that happen.
beautiful.
All right, guys. So for the very little music that this game has, we will do an outro.
Excellent.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
Hey guys, I just got done recording this podcast, and I thought it was kind of funny when we first started out. We were screwing around trying to make sure all the equipment was working, and Anthony thought he'd be funny and just kind of went into his own thing, and he didn't realize I was still recording. So, with that being said, take a listen.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Play It Again podcast. This is your co-host, Anthony, and I'm sitting here with my brother, Tom. Just want you to sit back, kick your feet up, and slip into something nice and cozy as we get this next episode going for you.
You're kind of a creeper, and I might leave that in. I actually
That's
hit
when
record.
you gotta cue, like, the, like the can opening sound, maybe bubbles.
Yes. All right.